All right, so you've learned a lot of great tools and techniques in Photoshop, but now we want to put it all together and design a YouTube thumbnail with those skills. So first I'm going to create my document size. So I'm going to open up Photoshop, click New, and choose the width of 1920 pixels and the height of 1080. And the resolution, let's just go up to 150. Why not? RGB color, 8-bit, and I'll call this YouTube YT thumbnail G. So this is going to be for an image that you have in your folder. I'm going to zoom out just a bit. So if you go to your Finder and you go to the photos under Phil's Photos, you'll find this YouTube thumbnail in G. So this is taken while we were riding bikes out in G, the city near Geneva, Switzerland. And I want to make sure that this covers the entire background. I see a little white line at the bottom, so I'm just going to increase the size just a little bit, and I might actually change that later. This is not really having to do with Photoshop at all, but with YouTube, people have found, and through a lot of research and studies, that thumbnails with faces do better. They're more clickable, and in some instances, thumbnails with faces and text do really well. So for most of my thumbnails, I try to have text that explains what the video is about, plus my face or something that represents the actual video. Now this is a fake video. I didn't actually create a video for this photo or about this ride that we did in Switzerland, but maybe this would be a bike riding in Switzerland vlog style video. The first thing I do is try to place my image in the right area. I'm a little bit small, especially if we zoom out, which I'm doing by pressing Z on my keyboard and holding down the Option key on a Mac or Alt on a PC and clicking, because a YouTube thumbnail really is going to be that big. I'm going to get my Move tool back by pressing V. I'm going to increase the size of this. Something like there. Use the keys on my keyboard to move it around. I want to get that sign in there though, G. Something like that might be a little bit better for the thumbnail version. And the other good thing about this photo, as I zoom back in, is that it has a lot of this space right here where I could actually write some text. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is do that, add some text. I like to add text before I edit the image colors so that the text and the image edits I can kind of make together to make the photo colors and the contrast look good. So I'm just going to take my text tool. I'm going to change the text color to white, and I'll call this Vlog Switzerland. Then I'm going to take my Move tool, move this right here, and actually I'm going to take my text tool, highlight the vlog text, and increase the size of vlog so that it matches the width of Switzerland. Okay? And I'm just going to put it maybe about right here. And then maybe I'll click this G image and make it just a little bit smaller so there's a little bit more room. Move me just to the side a little bit. So this is pretty good. It's starting to get there, but it doesn't, the vlog text doesn't stand out enough from the background. This one's not too bad. And so I want to make this text stand out a little bit more. Now there's a couple ways to do this. We can add a stroke, we can add a drop shadow, or we can add a shape. I'm going to do this shape. So I'm going to take my rectangle tool down here. I'm going to change the fill color to something like a red. And then I'm just going to click in here and create a bar for the vlog part. Then I'm going to drop this rectangle layer beneath the vlog text. And actually, I want this red color to match the red of the sign and my jacket, which is pretty cool. It's kind of a similar color. This red is a little bit too bright and too saturated. So I'm going to click the fill text. I'm going to click this little color picker right here. This brings up this dialog box. And then my mouse turns into an eyedropper where I can select this color. It picks that color for me, and I can click OK. Now when I click off the fill, this bar is the same color as this sign, or very similar anyways. I'm going to duplicate this bar just by option clicking and dragging down. And while I do that, I'm going to hold shift so it locks it into that place. If I don't hold shift, it can move to the right. If I hold shift, it locks it down. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, like so. And then I'm going to double click. I'm going to place it by pressing return on my keyboard. Then get my shape layer, click the color, and maybe I'll just pick black. Kind of cool. I like having different layers of color, especially in the background of my text. It's little things like this that make graphics look a little bit more professional. If this was just red like this, yeah, it looks good. But having a couple layers actually looks really good, I think. Now I'm going to just add an adjustment layer to the background to make the colors pop a little bit more. So I'm going to add a levels adjustment, make it a little bit more contrasty. And this actually will affect the red of these signs. So I might have to change the color of this red bar in a sec. Maybe add a little bit of a photo filter to make this a little bit warmer. Warm it up just a bit, see which one I like. LBA 81. I think I like the LBA. Don't want to go too far. I can also go down here and see what my filters are a little bit more easily with the text. And I'm going to just bring up the vibrance. And I'm going to add that vibrance filter. Bring up that vibrance. That's going to make the colors in the background pop a lot more. Now I'm going to go back to my rectangle, choose my shape tool, go up to my fill, click this color picker, use my eyedropper to select this color right here, and you can see that it changes. And when I select OK, it does in fact change that background color. So now when I zoom out, this is a pretty cool YouTube thumbnail, and it's good not only for when the thumbnail is very small and someone's searching on YouTube and this might pop up, but it's also good when it's big, because when I embed this video in my website, or if anyone else embeds this video in the website, then it's a nice image, it's a nice text that you can see what's going on, and it's well balanced. You got the text over here, and maybe I can select all of this text and the rectangles behind, use my move tool and see if it looks good somewhere else. Maybe I do want to see that barn in the background. Maybe I don't want to cover it up. Maybe something like that is a little bit better. Who knows? Play around with it. The last thing I have to do is to save this. So because this project is already 1920 by 1080 pixels wide and tall, it's ready to go and save as a JPEG. So I can just go up to File, Save As, go to my desktop, and change the format to JPEG. Click Save. I want it to be max file size. Sometimes I drop this down just a little bit, maybe to high, so that the file size isn't too big, because YouTube only accepts thumbnails up to 2 megabytes. So if I click OK, and it's just faster and easier, and the quality is practically as good at a level 9. And then I can just open up this and see what it looks like. Looks pretty good full screen, and when it's small, still looks good. So that's how you would design a YouTube thumbnail. Hopefully walking through this project with me has helped you kind of understand what my process is as I design things. If I am working on more intricate projects, I am more aware of my naming and my grouping of layers in here so that it's easy to find things if there are a lot more layers. But for quick projects, just bam, 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 add text, layers, images, adjustments, and we're good to go. Thanks so much for watching. I think it's time to take action for you. So go ahead and either with this image or one of your own, design a YouTube thumbnail and post it to the course so that I can check it out and the rest of the students can see it too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson.